Good morning. You're Antoine Dill?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Dill, you were previously in court and entered pleas of true to counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in a motion to revoke your unadjudicated probation. On probation for the second-degree felony offense of burglary of a habitation, placed on probation. I think the dates in this updated report are, must be wrong.
Right away, this tells us a lot. Burglary of a habitation is a serious felony in Texas, and probation here was already a big break. When someone is on unadjudicated probation, the judge is basically saying, I'll hold off on a conviction at mess. This a question for you. How many chances should someone get before the court says enough is enough?
It says on May 8th, 2025, he met with the high needs officer for the initial visit. Should that be May 2024?
Yes.
Okay, all right, just want to make sure. So, placed on probation back in April of 2024 for that offense. The allegations, failure to report, failure to work, testing positive, that didn't do the theft prevention class, behind in fees, and behind in restitution. There was no agreement, is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Mr. And I've received an updated pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity?
This is what probation violations look like stacking up. Failure to report, positive drug tests, unpaid, fees. None of these alone always end probation, but together they paint a picture of noncompliance. Courts don't just look at mistakes, they look for patterns. And here, that pattern is becoming hard to ignore.
To review that report.
Well, Judge.
Any additions or corrections to that report?
Nothing from the defense, Judge.
Not from the state, other than Ms. Court has anything additional.
Okay.
Would like to hear talk.
Thank you, ma'am. Go ahead, Mr. Lewis.
Judge, this situation, from talking with my client as well as members of his family, is definitely one that his substance abuse issue is something that he definitely needs to address. He's willing to, he understands that that's, definitely been in his way as far as definitely trying to complete his probation successfully. I would also like to add to that after speaking with him and with some of his family members that I don't believe he was on any type of mental health or any type of conditions dealing with his probation.
He was
I know it's
high needs.
High needs. Because
Defense attorneys often lean into treatment options at this stage, and for good reason. If the judge believes rehab could work, probation might continue. But here's the catch: judges also ask, have we already tried this? And when probation says they've exhausted their options, the tone of the courtroom starts to shift fast.
there's definitely some things he has gone through in his past that I think affect him and are triggers for him. And I believe that, if he's able to get that type of help, to help with that, I think that would definitely help with the substance abuse issue. I believe there are vehicles available through community supervision that can address that. He's more than willing to accept that help at this point, understands he needs it. I know it looks like the recommendation in the updated PSI from probation is for ISF. It's something that they would recommend. He's more than willing to comply with that and try to work with that as much as possible. If there is anything that's available that has some type of aftercare or anything, he's more than willing to do that as well. Especially, like I was saying, as far as, any treatment he can get as far as that would definitely help with some of the traumatic things he's gone through in his past. I think that would definitely help with the substance abuse issue going forward for him, Judge.
Okay, and the recommendation isn't necessarily ISF. It's if I were to continue,
right.
But
This is the emotional peak. You hear regret, fear, and hope all at once. But courts don't decide based on emotion alone, they decide on history. The judge remembers these moments, especially when the same promises were made before. Let me ask you, do words still matter if actions never follow?
recommendation sounds like they've exhausted all efforts that, anyway, Ms. Smolfino?
Judge, I certainly respect all the efforts that Ms. Core has put into this defendant, and I don't ever like to overstep what the recommendation of the probation department is with respect to trying to help a probationer, but my read of it is that it's probably time for revocation, but I certainly would defer to what you all.
Well, it sounds like that's the recommendation of probation as well, really. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I mean,
Can I,
sure, go
can I
ahead.
please speak? I have made a lot of mistakes in my life. I really have. But I beg you, Your Honor, please give me another chance. And
But you begged me when you were here before.
Yes, ma'am. And I got out, and the second day I was back on the streets. I did not have a plan for my life outside of just getting free. I met with the ASAP team, and they really gave me a lot of inspiration, a lot of hope. So that
This is the turning point. The judge lays out the record multiple felony probations, multiple revocations, and repeated opportunities. At this moment, probation stops being a safety net and starts looking like a revolving door. From a legal standpoint, incarceration becomes the court's last remaining option.
I can change my life. Granted, Ms. Core has done an amazing job as my supervisor, and I apologize to her profusely, but I am not someone who wants to waste away in a jail cell.
Well,
I am someone
so-
who wants to.
Here's the thing, Mr. Deal. When I looked back at your original pre-sentence report,
Yes, ma'am.
there wasn't an agreement in that case. It was a cap. And the reason for that cap is because you already have felony criminal history.
Yes, ma'am.
You've already had 2 felony probations that were both revoked.
Yes.
And then I gave you probation again because you stood there and did just what you're doing right now. You saying the words,
Please.
you
give me-
stop.
Yes,
You need
ma'am.
to stop because it's not going to get any better.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
By what you can say. I appreciate that you probably would like to do what you're saying,
Yes, ma'am.
but you've been given every opportunity. Probation's worked with you. Again, those felony probation revocations, one was in 19, one was in 2021. It's not like they were a long time ago. You've been given every opportunity on probations now 3 times. 3 times. And
5 years in the Texas Department of Corrections, this is no longer about punishment alone. The judge makes it clear to take advantage of this time. Prison sentences are harsh, but they're also final warnings. The real question now is what happens after release. Can this be the reset, or is history going to repeat itself?
I mean, she worked with, when I'm reading through this pre-sentence report, Ms. Core tried to contact you. She tried to
I didn't
reschedule.
have a phone. I was
She-
just texting her. I was homeless. I have been homeless a lot of my life.
But that's what probation's for, is to help you. You have to go to probation. You can't keep using those things as an excuse.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of true to counts 1 through 6 freely and voluntarily.
Yes, ma'am.
Find those counts true. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time, find you guilty of burglary of a habitation.
Yes, ma'am.
Going to sentence you to a term of 5 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. I'm going to hand you the trial court certification. I need you to sign that with Mr. Lewis. It shows that this was not an agreement, so you do have some limited rights to appeal. I'm also handing you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term, and you should read that written admonishment I provide you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk to Mr. Lewis.
Yes, ma'am.
I understand this isn't what you want. Take advantage of it, and when you get out, take advantage of opportunities in the community, because there are some that can help you.
Thank you.
Right? You can
And
go
I
back
wanna
with
say
the,
one last thing to you, Judge. I will change my life.
I hope so,
I
for
will.
you.
For me.
Yeah, I hope so. I really
Yes, ma'am.
truly do.
Yes,
All right, sign that document, please, sir.